Going back to Thailand. Okay. I don't know if this is just people that I've had around me, but there's one thing I've realized growing up and talking to more of my Asian friends, and I want to confirm if this is a thing that's widespread or if this is a me thing.
Connor's
right?
on that one.
I got you.
Okay. I can ask you this, okay? Does every Asian family have the spiciest fucking Asian drama, like the spiciest family drama just hidden away somewhere? Or is this just something I've just noticed as I've like grown older about the people around my friends and my Asian families?
I don't think it has to do with an Asian family. I think it just has to do with big families.
Right.
Because the more people get involved, the more likely you're going to run into someone not liking someone.
Yeah.
Right? Because my Asian family is quite small,
Right.
like comparatively to other Asian families.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, like I don't really know of any like drama that's happened in the family.
Yeah, I've noticed this because I've because growing up, especially in a lot of Southeast Asian families I've seen, you grow up and you grow up with a lot of the same like family values, treasure family, love your family, and like there's a big thing, in Thailand where you call everyone, auntie or uncle or cousin or brother. You call your cousins brother, sister, and sometimes you call family friends brother and sister, and then you call your auntie and uncle, and then you call your family's friends auntie and uncle as well. Yeah. Right? So a lot of the times, with how big the families are, you don't actually know who your auntie and uncles are.
By blood.
Like, you know who your aunties and uncles are, and then there'll be someone who you call auntie and uncle, right? And I've confirmed this with like a few friends, and you grow up, everything's great, everything's we're a nice big happy family. Yeah. You grow older, and then you ask around, and you're like, and then there'll be this like you'll talk to like one of your uncles, and then they'll mention something about a family member, about this huge drama that happened before you were born, right? And then you realize, oh, so like this auntie's not my real auntie, or that auntie's not my real auntie, or something like that. Navi's fucking... I feel like I've just like disrupted a core memory from Navi right now.
That's so bizarre.
That's so Southeast Asian.
And I thought... I remember realizing... I remember thinking I had a normal family, and then as I grew older, the more like... the more dark history I uncovered behind some of the shit that happened like with my not my immediate family, but like some of my extended family. Yeah. And then I remember like talking to my friends about this, and I was like, I had the conversation with some of my Southeast Asian mates, and I was like, yeah, there's this weird thing I discovered about my family the other day, and they were like, oh no, that's like 5 of my aunties. Like that's
Fuck.
It's just, I feel that's such a Southeast Asian problem purely from the fact that you said 5 of my aunties. I'm like, dog, I don't even have that many on both sides of the family. Yeah. Let alone on one side.
Yeah, I had one friend who was just like, I had this auntie that I thought was like my blood related auntie for like a long time, and I found out no, she's not even like blood related family at all. And then another friend was just like, so there's this one cousin who I didn't realize was just like a love child, I guess. And just nobody talked about it.
Does every Asian just have trust issues? Like I would be like, who do I trust?
Dude, don't look at me, dog. I feel that's very Southeast Asian. Not East Asian.
Fuck.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I fucking love all the shitty romances I do, man. Maybe it's just in my blood, man. Maybe it's in my blood.
That's why I'm more of an enjoyer of the pure romance shows, right? Because we got no problems in my family.
Yeah. The older I've grown up, the older I realized, like all the cheesy soap operas that I thought were ridiculous, maybe that's like more based on reality than I first thought.
You didn't see the small text that says this is non-fiction.
Yeah. Because I realize every time you go, it's especially like the big family gatherings, like every time I've been to like a family wedding, there's some new piece of information that just gets unearthed.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, weird tangent. I wanted to confirm if it was a me thing or if there are any other Asians out there that know what I'm talking about, okay?
Oh, C Gang has definitely got your back on that one, dude.
It's bizarre.
Yeah. How big's your like
Not very
extended
big.
family.
Yeah, not very big.
Yeah.
And even then, like when you do have cousins, you don't really talk to cousins. I never ever talk to my cousins.
Do you not?
Do you text your cousins or anything like that?
Yeah, all the time.
I don't even know
I
half
don't
of
know
my
if it's like
family.
a white people thing, but like it's like you don't talk to your cousins unless it's like an awkward interaction.
I fucking love my cousins. My cousins
I
are
like them. I like them.
Yeah,
but It's
yeah.
always like in some kind of setting where I talk to them.
I feel I feel it's definitely a white thing because my white side
Yeah.
of the family, I don't
My white side.
I don't even know any of them. Like I
You don't?
I supposedly have about like 10 to 15 cousins that all live in Germany, and
Right.
I don't even know what they look like. I don't know their names. I've
Yeah.
never met them.
I feel like outside of immediate family, like I feel like generally like white people don't really care that much unless
Yeah.
there's a unless they're actually like really good friends with them.
Yeah.
I think we put way more importance on like friends
Yeah.
than I think.
Yeah. It's
anyone
too many
outside of-
degrees of separation. I feel.
Yeah, I think outside of immediate family, it's like no.
Yeah.
I have this weird thing where if it's like if they're family and you know if they're blood related, I feel like we're all instilled with this value that, you know, if they're blood related, they're like a brother to you, they're like a sister to you. I remember like one of like the weirdest things that has happened to me is where I actually like discovered long lost family once. So yeah, like I said, both my parents have like a very, very big family. And I had an uncle who unfortunately passed away before I was born. So there was this uncle that I just like never knew, right?
Blood related?
Blood related.
Okay.
Yes.
We gotta make sure.
Actually, yes. I have to clarify. Yes. 100% blood
Southeast
related.
Asians, when
Yeah.
they see the 23andMe and find out they don't have 15 uncles.
Sometimes we have like secret uncles,
Yeah.
you know, who knows? It's fucking Southeast Asian family drama. But yeah, like I had an uncle who I never knew because he passed away before I was born. So he had a so my uncle had a kid with someone from Switzerland, right?
Okay.
Never knew this for the longest time, right? And by sheer coincidence, right? We had it was just me and my mum and my dad, and we had a family trip to Switzerland. And we were just going for like, you know, we'd never been to Switzerland before. We just wanted to visit. And my dad had an old phone number of my uncle, of his brother that had passed away. And he was married to, you know, someone who was from Switzerland, and he had their phone number. So he was like, you know what? We have lost all contact with my cousin, right? Who is my dad's nephew, right? Hasn't seen him since his brother passed away. Let's try phoning this number and see what happens. And so we phone it, and someone picks up. Luckily, it's Switzerland, so you know they speak English as well. And they said, "Oh, sorry, this person doesn't live here, but we can give you the number. We can give you the number where the previous owner moved to."
Right.
And so we tried phoning this new number, and then we had gotten to like my auntie, you know, my uncle's, my uncle's. Is it step aunt? How would you classify this? This is getting
Too many
so,
degrees
this
of
is
separation,
getting so
dude.
confusing now. But my uncle's wife, basically.
Okay.
My uncle's wife. Okay. And we'd gotten through to them. And then, you know, my dad had an amazing moment where he got to reconnect with his nephew, who he had not seen for literal decades. And who, like, my cousin didn't even like. I think that was the first time he'd spoken to him, because he was that young when my uncle passed away. And so I had this weird like moment where where my dad was like, so we're gonna meet your cousin now. You've never met your cousin. Jesus. but your family. But like instantly, like it was a great moment where I'd seen him for the first time, and I got to meet him, and I could instantly tell, oh, he's blood related. Oh, with that, like, because he looked very, he had like a lot of similar features to my dad, and it was just this moment where I had just found long lost family, and I'm like,
That's awesome.
yeah, I'm like, this is so fucking surreal. didn't know how to like process this. And I literally didn't know how to process this. But we just like, after just one conversation, I'm like, oh, okay, your family. And instantly, like after one conversation, I could tell there was like, at that time, he barely spoke English, right? Because he was more speaking French and German at the time. He barely spoke English, but even though I was like a teenager back then, even though we could only communicate through like very, very simple sentences, I could feel like a bond there. And like after meeting him and after discovering that I had a long lost cousin, every time he actually started learning more English as well, and we kind of connected better. And it was like a long lost family bond. And I'm like, that's the good part of good part of family values. Not the spicy Asian drama. So I'm
scared to find anyone on my family tree that I know exists. So that's probably a reason why they disappeared.
It's like a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
That's like the good part, where you meet someone, even if you've never seen them before in your life, there's a family value that's instilled in you that no matter what, if you feel like a blood relate, if they're family, you treat them like family, no matter what. But then a lot of Asian families, I feel, take advantage of that as well.
Oh yeah,
there's always like, and I remember,
can I borrow money? Your family, right?
And I remember like I remember the first time I watched Summer Wars, right? And the one
tangent is this?
Oh, no, okay, it is. No,
I know which direction you're going.
But like, because Summer Wars.
I haven't seen Summer Wars.
Oh, you haven't seen Summer Wars.
That's why I'm like, what?
Okay, Summer Wars. There's like two parts of Summer Wars. There's one part that's basically like Digimon the movie, but then there's this other part which is basically showcasing this big Japanese family who come together for a family reunion one last time.
There's like 50 of them.
Yeah, there's like 50 of them. And there's a storyline about like the one black sheep of the family that nobody talks about. Yeah. And I swear to God, every one of my Southeast Asian like brethrens, there is I don't know why.
You're just like me for real.
There is always that one black sheep of the family that nobody talks about, but everyone knows about,
right?
Except if you're a kid, you're like, who is this? Who is this man? Yeah. And we're like, it is he who
He's
shall
like the
not
Voldemort
be named.
of the family.
Yeah, it's
right?
like the Voldemort of the family. But yeah, that's
I do agree though with Connor in the sense that like I feel in a lot of like Western families, it's not so much about like cousins that you form like a really close like almost family bond, but more like friends, right?
Yeah.
Because in Japan, I feel the equivalent of that is childhood friends.
Right. Okay.
Like Osana Najimis, like firsthand, I can tell you, like when you are childhood friends with someone, when you like have grown up with someone ever since like before you could even have sentient thoughts.
Yeah.
It's just you have that connection, even if it's like 5-10 years since you met them.
Yeah.
The moment you get back together into a conversation, you're like,
yeah.
It's like nothing's changed, like you could share with them anything that you want. It's so weird though, because it's like I could probably do that with, the cousins that I live that live in Germany that I'm unaware of, but it's like it feels more distant than someone who has been there my entire life, right? Yeah. Even if they're not blood related.
I'm not in contact with any of my childhood friends.
No,
I have more childhood friends than I do cousins.
Those are your brothers. Those are your brothers and
that
sisters.
That is my family, dude.
I message occasionally. And I always hit them up when I go back.
Yeah.
I thought I really didn't watch Summer Wars because I thought it was going to be about fighting.
I mean, it is in a sense.
It has fighting in it.
Wars. That was no.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't watch it.
It's like a digital war.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
Just think of it's Digimon the movie reskin. That's all.
I don't want to watch Digimon.
But I liked
it's a good movie.
The thing I loved about Summer Wars was the family aspect, because that's the part that I related with. Because I had a very similar kind of like, I guess, family structure where like my grandmother was like probably my biggest influence in life, because she was like the family leader, and she like was the linchpin that like kept everyone together. Holy shit, I'm fucking tearing up. Like, holy shit, like I fucking love my grandma, and like grandma, if you're watching from heaven, I miss you, grandma. But yeah, that's kind of like a big reason why like I remember Summer Wars was because like I had a very, very similar family structure to that, including all of the drama that went with that. And there's always, and I realized that now I'm that uncle who has the weird job, because every uncle has the weird job. I'm that uncle who has the weird job now.
So what does Uncle do? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't look it up.
But I have an uncle that's a YouTuber? What's this?
That's a job.
Yeah, they never taught me that in school.